Welcome, moviegoers. How are we doing? Good, good. Do you have your ticket? All right, what do we have here? Real Swell. Good choice. You're going to be in Auditorium 41. Head straight ahead and to the right. Enjoy. All right, so that's a wrap on season one of your friendly neighborhood Spider Man. What did I think? What did I think? It was good. Once it finally began. So there was a lot of world building, there was a lot of lore that they introduced. They needed to set the foundation. And for me, it kind of took too long. My biggest concern still with this show is that it's leaning way too much on, first of all, the MCU, but also specifically the Sokovia Accords. The main driver behind the story is the Sokovia Accords and its effect on the world and the universe at large. And I don't know if, like, what, why couldn't there be a story told that didn't involve the Sokovia Accords as the reason the story exists? I'm not sure why that's the route that they've taken. And again, for me, the story doesn't begin until episode 7 and then mostly episode 8. So we got episode 8, that was good. Episode 9, that was good. And the first half of episode 10 was good. Everything else was world building. Everything else was backstory. Everything else was exposition and lore and all of that. But even in those first 7 episodes, the characters that we were being given, they were so different than the MCU while also being mirrored against the MCU. Like they were inspired by the MCU and then given a completely different twist. For example, Norman Osborn essentially being Tony Stark, and then he evolves into becoming Nick Fury, wanting to start the Avengers again. And he becomes Ultron, creating the thing that creates all of the devastation. And it's very strange that that's the route that they're taking. I do like this iteration of Otto Octavius. I liked this iteration of Scorpion. Once we finally got him on screen, I hope to see more of that character. I'm not necessarily excited about Venom, only because I don't know what they're doing with it. Doctor Strange, he does well in the 2 episodes we see him. He's essentially doing the same thing in both of those episodes. But they've introduced all of this stuff that has drawn inspiration from the MCU. And I don't know why we can't get a different story, a new story. It just seems like they're piggybacking off of every other Spider-Man story we've gotten on screen in the last 15 to 20 years. But can we move past that now? Can we let that version of this character rest? Or at least continue in the MCU? Like, we don't need another tangent of the MCU in this show. Do they really plan to continue this multiverse thing and bring in this Spider-Man into Sony Animation Spider-Man? Are we gonna see this Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4? Like, why is the MCU such an influence on this show so far? But time will tell. I do look forward to season 2 whenever that does come out. It'll probably be sometime next year, probably fall of next year. When it does get released, I will be back with more recaps for each episode. For this particular season, I did want to point out that in the description, one of the hashtags is Spider-Man Recap. So if you click on that, it'll just bring up a playlist, essentially, of all of these swells and all of these recaps, so you don't have to go searching back and forth between the list of everything in my swell cast. You can just click on that hashtag and be able to listen to episodes 1 through 10 just at a straight shot as a playlist. So I hope you enjoyed this recap of season 1, and I look forward to season 2. Thank you for coming to this screening of Real Swell. I hope you enjoyed. As you head out, I've got 3 things to ask of you. 1, pick up your trash. These ushers don't get paid enough. Number 2, make sure you are following so you don't miss the next screening. And number 3, hit that heart for me. I'll see you all next time. Make sure you got your ticket.